think these are my St. Patrick's Day potatoes. And look at that. Did you know they get little cute white blooms? Oh, wow. So nice. It's Thursday, May 29th, 2025 already. Here I am sitting in my boring little kitchen, leading my boring little life. I got to think, I'm like, people like to watch this, me sitting in my kitchen talking about things I've done, what's going on, my life. Doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because I always say to myself these days, I'm doing what I love. And I have so much time to do all these things that I love because I don't work anymore. And it is weird. It was an adjustment, of course. I've spoken on here many of times how the first year I was deeply depressed, wondering what the heck did I do? And what am I going to do? And all of those things. But here I am entering year 3 of not working. I just turned 55 this month. And I have the whole world ahead of me if that is the plan God has for me. I don't know how much time we have here on earth. So not knowing that, let's live every day like it's on purpose. And so I was sitting here and I have been reading this book daily, and it has daily writing prompts. It'll be 100. It's a 100-day project, and it has daily writing prompts, and it really gets me thinking like, oh gosh, I feel like I could write for days sometimes when I get these prompts. And it just goes back, it just peels back the layers and has you think about how this life is. Like I've gone through 5 decades of life, and it feels like my first decade was yesterday. So how did this happen? It's so weird to me, like literally mind-blowing. So I'm sitting here with my coffee, and it is Thursday. We just got past Memorial Day. So Monday, although I don't work, since Rich was home and Dylan was home, and we ended up going to Firstborn's house, and we had somewhat of a barbecue, and we visited and we caught up. The two brothers, 2 sons, me and Rich, their parents, their partners, and just, that is a blessing in itself.
Hey.
Whoa. Get some action here. Hair blowing in the wind.
Oh! No?
Same spot. Yeah. So very good. So it's a 2 green and 2 green.
Missing, of course, littlest and only girl and their partner, but we're doing okay. We're still doing okay. And it's still, seeing her happy makes it easier. But just because it was a holiday, it feels like I'm a day off. So when Tuesday came, it felt like Monday. When Wednesday came, it felt like Tuesday. And today feels like Wednesday, but it's really Thursday, if any of that makes sense. And I was sitting here thinking as I was writing in my journal about how great the week has been so far. Being able to begin it with family, I call it the nuclear family, just our family, just hanging out. And then going on to Tuesday, I'm trying to think, I don't know what are all the days. Tuesday. I can't honestly remember what I did Tuesday. That's weird. But yesterday, I do remember yesterday. Yesterday, I knew was going to be a full day full of people that I love. And what a blessing is that? So it started with my best longtime friend from second grade wanted to come over and have coffee in Ivy Moon. So I was like, of course, yes. So she came over and we were chatting and having coffee, and she brought me birthday gifts. Like, my birthday was the beginning of the month, but I don't get to see her all that much. And so she brought me this gift, and she's like, this is so perfect for you right now. And I can't even believe I found it, and I can't believe you don't already have it. But she brought me this bag. Can you see that? It is cats with strawberries. I hope you can see this. Like, what the heck? It's so perfect. I love cats and I'm obsessed with strawberries. She also got me this cuddly blanket with strawberries. And it's very cozy. And I was thinking, this is perfect, because when RJ moved to Idaho, she, without me really knowing, took my fuzzy couch blanket with her. And I love that she has it, because it's like she has a little piece of me there with her when she cuddles up on the couch with the fuzzy blanket. But she took my blanket. So I didn't have one anymore. But now I have one. So that was cool. I got to see Bean. I call her Bean. So I saw Bean yesterday and we had coffee with her. And then I was going to meet some friends for lunch. Kind of new friends, you know, you make friends all through life. Some are old, some are medium, some are new. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. So that happened, and then that wasn't it. Yesterday was Psych night. I've spoke about it before. We watched the show Psych, and we watched it next door with Mama Bear and Papa Bear, and we had family in town. Aunt Moon Mama, Moon Spinner Stace, and Uncle Don, and we all watched it. And our neighbor came down too, Frank, and he watched it. And Austin showed up, and it's just a nice time. We have food, we watch show, we giggle, we laugh, we try to find the pineapple, and that was yesterday. And I was like, whoa, yesterday was amazing. Well, I was talking to Mama Fox, and she's got these new, they're not new to her. She's got these really nice walking shoes. And when I was visiting recently, she's like, try them on. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are like heavenly. And she says, I feel like they make me walk better. And I said, well, let me check them out. So I said, oh, Mom, these are like so expensive. There's no way I'm buying these shoes for myself. There's no way. I've had the same walking shoes probably for 8 years. And I know it's probably not great, but you know what? They still work. So I'm like, I just am going to keep my same old walking shoes. And to be honest, half the time I'm wearing Vans when I'm walking, or Crocs, which I know probably not the best support. But so I was talking to her on the phone yesterday, and she's like, hey, I got you those tennis shoes. I was like, Mom, which also means I wonder what color she chose. I wonder what they look like. I wonder if she bought tennis shoes that she loves the look of, or did she buy tennis shoes that she thinks I will like? But no matter, it's the same brand, which I don't know what it is, but I'll know when I get the shoes today. But I'm going to meet her today because she said, you know what? I'm going to be down in your area. I can drop off the shoes. I said, well, I kind of have plans. You know, I always have plans. What's up with me? Like to make plans. Sometimes double book plans and then rearrange plans and then say, oh my gosh, how did I do that? But anyway, she said, well, I'm going to lunch with your Uncle Chuck and Aunt Gail near you at 11. What time is it? It's 9. Do you want to meet us? And I said, okay, calculating. Can I do it all? Yeah. Let me meet you at 11. We'll have lunch. I get to see my aunt and uncle, who I don't get to see very often, and, catch up, talk, reminisce. So I just think so much goodness. And amongst all of this goodness, and I'm just saying this so I can remember, and if you're here listening, thank you for that, because I'm just reflecting on my own week here by myself in the kitchen with my candle and my coffee. But again, I can't see because the camera is facing away from me. Do you see this cup? They always go like this so you could try to see better. Can you see the cup? This cup is, it's not Holly Hobby, it's Sarah Kay, who made a lot of art similar to Holly Hobby, but not Holly Hobby. Anyway, this coffee, petite little mug, who has a mug addiction? Me. Huge mug addiction. And in fact, oh my gosh, I'm going to go off subject, but I went on to Vimeo, an old video site I used to save my videos on, and I made a video about all of my, and I didn't even have all of them at that point. It was just a smaller collection. The collection got more huge after I made this video, but I talked about my Starbucks mug collection that somehow started when Motorcycle Man got me an LA mug, and then he got me a second LA mug, different style from Starbucks, and then it just propelled from there, because then all of a sudden when you say to someone, oh, I have these mugs and I like these mugs, people start giving you mugs. So guess what? I sold my Starbucks mugs. But all this to say, I still keep collecting mugs. They keep coming to me in all different forms. So this mug came from Germany. I have a good friend who lives in Berlin. Her name is Sonia. I've known Sonia for about 15 years at least, okay? I've never met Sonia in person, but I have spoken of her on this channel before. I would be driving to work and she would be driving to work, and we have different, time zones, but she would say, hey Tracy, it's Sonia from the car. And she would chat with me on her way to work. And then I would chat back and I'd say, hey Sonia, it's Tracy from the car. And we would just chat. We got to know each other really well. And she would tell me all these things about her students and about teaching and about her life and about how life in Germany is compared to life here. And I got to know, I don't travel a lot, but I got to know that what it's like, in a sense, to live somewhere other than here. During the course of our relationship, and forgive me if you've been a long time watcher and you've heard this story before, but if you're new, welcome. I am Tracy from the Wild West, by the way. And anyway, during the course of our friendship, she got liver cancer. And that was really scary. It was super scary. And so during that time, I would light a candle for her every day. And I kind of built sort of like a shrine, in a sense. And I would have things that Sonia had mailed me on the shrine, and I would light the candle, and I had a picture of her, and I prayed for her, and I wanted her to heal. Not only that, she had sent me this journal that she made, a blank journal with blank pages, and I had never written in it. So at that time, I got the journal out, and I would write little things about what we were talking about, what surgery she had that day, or that she was getting ready to go into surgery. The day that she was ready to go into the major surgery for them to take the cancer out, I was on a walk and I found my very first hawk feather. And for me, that was a huge sign. I was like, this is a good sign. I feel like things are going to be okay. We just continued to talk, and I would journal in this book that she made about her cancer journey and the healing and everything she would tell me about it. And I remember when she was going through healing, she ended up going to a concert that she really wanted to go to. She was just living life. It just changed the entire way she looked at life. And I just thought, oh, I'm going to journal this. And then recently I got a package. I had been collecting things for her for like years and never mailed it. And I thought, it's time. I'm going to mail this package. And I stuck that journal in there and I mailed her this, and that journal touched her heart deeply. And I didn't do it with any kind of like, I didn't want accolades or anything like that. It was just something for me. I deal with things in different ways, and I feel very deeply for people. I get attached to people, and it was just my way of just, I don't know. But anyway, this week I got a package from Sonia. And I'm not going to show you everything that was in the package. I'm not going to show you everything. But my favorite thing in the package that she sent was this. Can you see this? She calls it the good book. And she really, I don't want to say one-upped me, but when I was writing in this journal, it was like scribble, it was like blah, blah, blah. It was like there was intentional time spent in it, but I wasn't really creative in it. I just was getting thoughts out, basically. But she made me something with not only, I haven't read through but 2 pages yet, but hers is super creative, okay? So I was going through here, and she has some things in German. And just, I hope you can see that. But this really was sweet when I saw this picture in here. I cannot wait. I think this is Sonia. I haven't read it yet. I think she did a self-portrait of Sonia. I have not read it. Please, 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 can you see this? If not, I'll do a different way for you to see it. So she even drew my gum Parker, but she did a portrait of me. And it's magnificent. Do you see this? I hope you can. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I always like to smell things too, because it smells like where it came from. There's so many things. She gave me like a shawl, a bracelet, a keychain, this beautiful book. She sent me some my favorite magazine, some Flow magazines, because I had been talking about it on here, how it's hard to get. She sent me a Flow magazine. She sent me another one that I had just bought, but I thought, oh gosh, I have 2, but guess what? That means I can cut up the one and not feel bad about it and save the other one. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you an update, give myself an update of what's going on in my life right now. And I cannot believe that May is almost over, because May's my favorite month, I was born in May. I got married in May. I celebrate my motherhood in May. It's a huge month of celebrating for me. And it's almost over. It like comes and goes like this, and then I have to wait a whole nother year for it to come. But it's 9:20 now. I have spoken a lot on here, and so I'm gonna get ready for the day. I have not gotten ready. I've gotten dressed, but I'm not got ready. Did I tell you too? We started to feed the squirrels, and I'm trying to feed the what do they call crows, because I want to make friends with the crows. We're throwing, do you know, they'll eat like we had a T-bone steak, and you throw it out there and the crows will come pick up that bone. And so anyway, trying to make friends with the crows. Rich is excited because of the squirrels. We don't usually get them in the backyard because we have a busy street, but recently we've been getting squirrels, and so we're feeding them walnuts, and they are frisky little devils. Let me tell you, they like to chatter at you and everything. But anyway, this is what you do when you're old, when you're 55. You feed crows, and you feed birds, and you feed squirrels, and you and you go to lunch with people you love. That's what you do. And I don't talk about retirement a lot because I officially do not collect Social Security or anything, but I would say early retirement. And there's people on here who talk about their retirement, and it's a big hot topic on here, but I just talk about my life in general, you know. And so thank you again if you're here. But I'm going to get ready. I'm going to meet my mom, my aunt and uncle, have a little meal. Then I'm going to go on to see my other family, my cousin and aunt. I am now ready for the day. And for goodness sake, how hard would it be for me to get ready first and then tell you stories? But no, I like to tell you stories spur of the moment when I've just gotten out of bed, drinking my coffee. That's what I like to do. But now I'm ready for the day, feeling pretty good. And you know what I also did this morning? I went on and I ordered some progressive readers because I am so tired. I need them for everything to read. Even when I'm at the grocery store to look at boxes and labels, sometimes even to see my food. So, wow. But when I'm doing art and creating, like if I'm looking far away and then trying to do this type of deal, I'm like this. Okay, what's this? Okay, what's that? I'm getting so annoyed by it. And then I saw they have progressive readers. So I'll be getting 2 pairs. I know, okay, I got it on Amazon because it is cheaper to get it on Amazon than Peepers or some other companies trying to get my attention. They're like $100, but on Amazon they're cheaper. So I mean, here I am again going on Amazon. So, but I got two pairs for the price of one, maybe even better than the, but I didn't know. It was a good price. But I'll be getting those tomorrow and on the sometime in June. So I got a red pair and a green pair. So I'll be able to show you those when I get them. And maybe, you know, tell you, is it worth getting progressives or what? Because I don't even know what it's going to be like. It is Friday, May 30th. I got the new Peepers, the progressives. And there's a sweet spot like, oh yeah, I can read. Oh yeah, I can see far away. Oh gosh. I think I'm just going to have to practice the way I move my head. Yeah, because, I'm going to try and look at the 31 seconds. This is going to be challenging. Okay, I want to show you my shoes. So I met up with Mom, Uncle Chuck, Aunt Gail yesterday, and Mom gave me the shoes. Remember, I was like, what are they going to look like? Well, first of all, love the polka dots. Second of all, love the green. Third of all, love the hot pink. She did good. And I went on a walk last night with Motorcycle Man. They were amazing. I actually felt like I walked better. What I also want to show you before I wrap up this video is I looked out this morning because that's what I do. I like to look out in the morning outside to see what's going on out in the world, in the backyard. And Rich did something for the squirrels. Remember? I think yesterday I told you he was feeding the squirrels. So let me show you this. He put a ledge up for the squirrels. We have a little bit of crackers. We have the walnuts. What on earth? Do they eat meat? Or is that for the crows? And then some of that. Do they eat meat? What the world? That is weird. Okay. So Papa built the shelf for RJ when she used to live here, and she would put, it was outside of her bedroom window and she put plants on it. She moved, they repainted the house, so we're using it here. Looks like. Since I'm touring the backyard right now, I saw this on the curb yesterday. It's a baker's rack. The shelf was mucked up. It was wooden. It was thrashed. So we're going to put something there. I'm going to paint it just a little coat of spray painted black. And look at this. I have another plant holder for the backyard. It's probably going to go up over there against the wall somewhere. I can't go in without showing you this too. The last thing I'm going to show you. Papa Bear has turned into Papa Moses. And he made us this little arrangement of the 5 of us in the fam. I'm the little chubby yellow one over there. He made a 747 flying over because we get a lot of those. We have a skeleton in the backyard. That's what that little thing is off to the side. And we're sitting in front of the fire pit, and we all sort of think it looks like our jacuzzi, but We just love it. We love it. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up with a little morning dance. Look at my shirt, killing it. That's what my mom got me. I don't know what I'm killing it, I guess. And I'm either gonna work on a puzzle inside of Ivy Moon today, listening to music. Oh yeah, doesn't that sound fun? Or I'm going to watch Victoria Coleman. She has a channel on here, Victoria Coleman Art, because I purchased a little art, like an art. I'm not gonna say little. It's a big deal. I purchased an art tutorial on how to make sculptures, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, check out her channel, Victoria Coleman Art, because she shows her sculptures on there, and she's gonna show me how to make them. So I've been collecting little papers and stuff. I need newspaper still, and I need some supplies, but I can watch what's. I've got hair on my face, but I can watch her video today and just see, okay, what do I need exactly? Get the groove. So that's what I might be doing today. Also had a great day in Huntington Beach with my aunt and cousin. We talked a lot about Korean dramas, K-dramas, and we even had some K-snacks. So who knows what's going to happen in my life next regarding the K-dramas. Cindy was here. She was into it. Now my cousin's super into it. So I'm like, should I see what they're talking about? I wish I had a remote.